From the OUTV Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, California, this is Brief News Brief, a brief look at today's trending news topics, proudly combating the thought police since 2016. Here's your host, James Heaney.
I'm James Heaney, and this is your Brief News Briefing. A stewardess killed a dog on a United flight. On Monday night from Houston to New York, a woman brought her TSA-compliant pet carrier with dog inside aboard this plane, and the stewardess told her that she had to put it in the overhead compartment. And believe it or not, this woman complied. During the beginning of the flight, the passengers heard the dog barking, and then the barking stopped. And when the dog was finally let out of the deathbed of the overhead compartment, it was dead. I mean, that's why we called it a deathbed. And if that wasn't enough, on Tuesday, United Airlines mistakenly flew a Kansas family's dog to Japan. The family was flying from Oregon to Kansas City with a German Shepherd. And when they arrived, instead of their dog, the airline gave them a Great Dane. Japan put the German Shepherd back on a flight to Kansas, but it's still unknown when they're going to get their family dog back. And the other woman whose dog got killed, believe it or not, short of a trip to Pet Cemetery, that dog's never coming back. Thanks, United. I'm glad to be flying the friendly skies. I just wish they were pet-friendly skies. I don't want to close up. I'm a Toys R Us store. If you were born in the 80s, then Toys R Us was the toy king. It was an American institution. It's specifically designed to look like a supermarket with long aisles and toys stacked as high as the eye can see, especially if you're a little being. Now, the little toy shop that could certainly had a reputation to last a generation. While it was a great run, Toys R Us announced this week that it's planning to sell or close all 800 stores. Not all at once, but over time. Nonetheless, the writing's on the wall, y'all. The Toys R Us days are over. Toys R Us was founded by Charles Lazarus when he was 25, and he had just returned from fighting in World War II. Slowly, he built a toy empire before the big bad internet came to take all the toy makers' fun away. Toys R Us was in some kind of crazy debt for like 20 years, so this should have been, people should have been able to foresee this. But this marks the end of another brick-and-mortar store. It's an industry that is being killed off by the internet, and it's going to join Blockbuster in the graveyard of dreams. The chickens may be coming home to roost at Fox News. In May, Fox reported a story where its only source was a regular on the network, and this was like a literal, not verified rumor. And they ran with it. And now they're being sued in court. FoxNews.com pulled the story after 6 days, not because they say the reporting was inaccurate, merely acknowledging that the story didn't meet its editorial standards, which surprises me. I didn't know they had editorial standards. I'm really glad to hear it. So what was the story? It was a story about a man named Seth Rich, a 27-year-old DNC staffer who was fatally shot in D.C. in July 2016 during what police are calling a botched robbery. Then, 10 months later, Fox News claimed Rich had been the source of thousands of DNC emails leaked to WikiLeaks, and that Clinton had him shot for the leak. The DNC emails were hacked, of course, by none other than the Russian government. Now, this chick named Malia Zimmerman, an investigative reporter desperate for the news break of her dreams, started this rumor, and Fox and Friends and Hannity shouted it for 2 weeks straight until eventually they realized they were exploiting someone and being cruel. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what happened. They were shut down for reporting lies. So now they're being sued for a second time by the same family for their actual fake news. Fake news designed to protect the president and attack private citizens, invoking a freak accident death for their own sick conspiracy theories. A teacher in California who is also a reserve police officer trained in firearms accidentally shot a gun in a classroom on Tuesday. This happened at Seaside High School in Monterey County, California. He pointed a gun at the ceiling, allegedly to see if it was loaded. I imagine looking at some Yosemite Sam character at the front of the class going, "A rootin' tootin', where's the Bugs Bunny?" Everybody knows the way you check to see if a gun is loaded is you look down the barrel and see if you can see a bullet peeking out. He shot the ceiling, and debris from the ceiling fell on a student, in addition to shrapnel from the bullet. It ended up in the kid's neck. No one called a nurse, no one called the police, no one did anything. They just sat there until the bell rang, and then the kid went home with blood all over his neck. And I imagine that when he got home, something happened with his dad, where it's like, "Oh, hi, son, how was your day?" "Oh, it was a pretty normal day, Dad. I got shot by a bullet by a teacher." Nonetheless, his dad was pretty upset. The teacher has reportedly apologized for the incident. The incident occurred during the Administration of Justice class, some specialized career track elective that this teacher taught. Regardless of what the curriculum this teacher had put together in terms of justice, state law and school policy forbids carrying firearms on campus without authorization. And this guy was not authorized. He's on leave from his job while the school pursues an investigation.